What is up, everybody? Welcome to Final Circle, presented by myself, T-Squared. It's presented by Esports Arena, though, and where we catch you up on everything that's going on in competitive Apex Legends, especially Series E. And what is Series E? That's a good question. Well, it's an open infrastructure where you could be a part of it, and it's where there's a lot of money up for grabs, $750 a month, and you get signed with one of these partner teams: Rockstar, Nestle Pure Life, Intel, Razer. You saw them on your screens. You know these brands. You love these brands. And you're also going against 11 of our top signed teams that we have in North America and Europe. It's every Tuesday and Wednesday. And the best thing about that is that anybody can be a part of this. You can go through the qualification process. We're in season 2 right now, and it's our last week. Coming up next week, we move into season 3. So make sure that you get on top of that. esportsarena.com. You saw the link right there on your screen. And again, it's every Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we have Final Circle that wraps that up afterwards. As mentioned, Tuesday is our open day here at Esports Arena in Series E, and here are the teams that competed on Tuesday. And remember, you can be a part of this, so make sure that you check it out and follow Esports Arena on Twitter at Esports Arena as well. And Tuesday was one heck of a day, so let's go ahead and take a recap video of that and find out just who came out on top.
Now have gone down to the final 3 squads. Meanwhile, though, on the roof, this is where you want to go. They need to finish things up here, and it's going to be Team Intel with a full-man team.
Yeah, somebody has to med. This is going to be a heal off right here. So technically, Bird could win this if he's healing correctly down over towards the bottom. It looks like Metro's interested in pushing this one. You have a Wraith inside as well that can be ratting things out. That's going to be Prodigy Aces. Can he live?
It really trickles down to how they're going to be able to utilize this death totem, especially with the squad right below them. Team Razor, they've lost Serial, and now they're forced to hang out on this balcony. They're going to pop the Gibraltar ult, so that way they can try to get Serial back in this game safely. But you got to watch out. Don't turn your back while you're in the animation of popping that Bloodhound ult. You got caught sleeping, dancing around the Gibby Dome, but can he do it? He was so low. Though, aside from the Eagle Shields, the positioning here on the open ground, Applejacks is going to make their way over to the higher ground. They're going to utilize that Gibby bombardment, but now, since both domes have been used, managing to find that tracking, great job from Waves, and that's going to be an opening here for Team Applejacks to keep on this pressure. Now XO and XO have lost their Octane. It's going to be a forced out 2v1, but they still manage to clutch it out. The win. And this is some weird play going on, but I'm not surprised. It's Team Content and it's Team Intel now. They've lost Metro. Panders is so low himself, and Team Applejacks are coming into the party. They were invited a little late, but you can't count them out when they're coming into this. 2 spawns left, and it's looking like Team Applejacks, they have the upper hand here.
Taking advantage of that, maybe they were the team that cleared all that area out, so they were able to bide some time. Is Team Pop-Tarts, they're still fighting in the zone. Impulse is hitting some meds over towards the side. Look at those shots from Stomps. He's now from the God spot, and then is this even a legal spot? No way!
My, this is actually insane. They're stalling it out, and they're gonna land on top of the Gibby ult. They're safe. This is actually such a good spot for them. And they're holding the door at the same time. They literally reverse the situation where instead of them getting sandwiched, it's them trying to bring this fight over to 2 brains, 1 controller, and they're going to hold that spot. They're forced to get out though because of the circle. It's Team Razor now that has swapped spots with them, and they're going to be able to look at this door with that dome that they've already utilized, and it's going to ensure all this chaos of the fight happening from inside.
What the heck just happened? What is going on right now? Team's leaving this best spot to go take flight into the air, to go and block a door. Now Team Razor's on the back foot, and Team Rice Krispie Treats comes.
Who's coming out of trials, and it's Team Razor that are holding on to Pride Rock, but they've lost Hakulo. And now they're forced to drop down. If they can fight by this Gibby Dome, though, the other team knows that they're at a disadvantage, throwing the Thermite down over and finding 2, burning 2, but extra tricky is 1, and so is Serial. The Gibby bombardment is now coming in. I think it's going to be a friendly Gibby bombardment, so it's going to be able to help Hakulo get res, and maybe not actually. It's going to be Serial taking a lot of damage, and the rest of the team, they're going to go into ape him.
Serial playing like a maniac, trying to dodge throttle. That's all he does it. Are you taking this down? No one's decided if they want to kick it down. There's the kick, and we're waiting for it to explode. That's legit Lolly going down on the Valkyrie. Serial's actually coming over towards the side too, as RCO's going to swipe around for the third party, and Pop-Tart's like, oh, we've bitten off a little bit more than we can chew here. Nice shots coming in from Impulse. Going to get the finish. No, not in time. RCO is there to respond. You know that is going to buy time for. That's Team Razor coming through with the third party. They were waiting for all this, Vicky, and now they're in prime position to win this game.
The way that all played out was not according to Team Pop-Tart's plan. They did the hey Johnny look, and unfortunately every other squad was looking for that opportunity. We were talking about earlier, but on the Battle Royale variation of it, it's gonna be Duke holding onto these angles, and oh my, the spray, and he gets him too, and that's why this gun is so lethal when it's in the right hands, because you don't have to worry about reloading. But take a look about worrying about the back of your teammates. I love this positioning that we're actually seeing, but it doesn't matter. We got to clean up from Duke.
Be able to get the res back onto 00 negative. I mean, this is going to cost Lonely fans a little bit of resources. Fortunately for them, it hasn't cost them their life quite yet, unless this defensive bombardment pushes them off, and it's just continuing to connect. It hits on 2 of them, it hits on 3 of them, and they are done for. RCO comes through and just wipes them throughout all of that. Nice job. But unfortunately for Lonely fans, they had the play in mind, and like you said, it just didn't go as planned. As the push is now coming in for Team Intel, they'll be making their way on over towards the RCO side. Right now, there is a huge race for the top 4 teams to make it into Season 3. The bottom 5 actually end up going through a relegation process, and one of those teams that's trying to fight their way out of 6th place is Team Intel. They took 1st place on our open day on Tuesday, and then Razor, who was actually outside looking in 5th place last week, they've bumped all the way up into 3rd place by taking 2nd place today in our open day. And one of the teams that's been the most consistent throughout our open days has been Lonely Fans, but there's a lot of great new teams that popped up. Most specifically, I saw Team XO and XO coming through, and then Team Content. These are teams that I'm looking forward to watching to see if they get into Season 3. Wednesday, obviously, is our pro day, and it's one of the most stacked lobbies that we have in all of Apex. And we were talking about which teams need to make it in, and it's Team Cheez-It and Team Applejacks right now that are really duking it out for that final 4th spot. Team Intel is a team that also is in 6th place that you got to look out for. But it's Cheez-It week, so we had to see how Cheez-It was doing. But also keep your eye out on C9, because it's their first time that they made their appearance here as a team in Series E under that banner. So let's go ahead and roll Wednesday's footage and find out who exactly was dominating. Right there, they used a lot of resources. The bubble came out fairly late from reps, and that's a little bit of miscommunication coming out from TSM. You see they all wanted to drop down towards the bottom. The defensive bombardment really threw them off throughout all of that, but just the way that Pop-Tarts executed and just has not been showing any fear to these pro teams has been phenomenal. Meanwhile, Zach Mazer not showing any fear over here. Look at the shots coming through, not able to connect on the second one, but that's going to be Charlotte Phoenix going down. Zach's going to...
Cloud9 can come in for the 3rd party. As you can see, a lot of damage getting traded back and forth. Pop-Tart's relatively healthy except for Impulse, but he gets taken out. Jazz picks that one up, and that is going to be the go signal for Cloud9 to finish this one all off. And here they are laying in wait to finish them off with the final 3 squads. So many of them down as well. Cloud9 looking to clean up all of these kills, pick up a lot of points as well. You can see they already have at least 4. We'll be able to put at least one more on the board. Bell G taking out Zach Mazer, making this a little bit scary, but Cloud9 will be able to finish it up. Able to avoid that at the very least, so that Valkyrie deploy does get them some value, but eventually you are forced down now. Nesh doesn't have his bubble quite yet, just another second left, and he's vulnerable. Tech realizes that, takes Nesh out, but here is Kuya, who was able to use the jetpacks to try and delay his fall as well. Ron picks up 1, trading back onto Tech. 2 brains, 1 controller going down. Renegades taking a page out of Navi's book, and they will recreate that play for now. They're waiting to drop down for as long as they can, but they are forced out eventually, and they'll be able to pick up this kill onto Kuya. Pow does fall though. Bird still alive as the Rat. We'll see how much longer he survives. He hits top 3 for his team now and gets value so far, but the Rat is getting pinched now as they drop down onto him in the 2v1 and clean him up. That's going to be 2 brains, 1 controller pushing out for the 3v2, and 2 brains. On, and now what is their plan? It looks like 3rd Impact are going to be forced out of their cover as well. As you can see, as soon as they hit the ground, they lose out on 1, and they are the ones that are the most vulnerable here, ending up back in the same position that they were in basically beforehand. Team Intel picking up a few kills though. GS40 getting finished off. Metro has gone down as Team Razor now dropping down. As you see the bubble being used by Sarah Tricky. That might just be a little bit of a favor, like, hey, the fight's over here, but no, instead, it will ultimately drop, and now the final 2 squads, Team Razor.
Nice job by Alboali coming through with the cleanup, back on board with Team Cheez-It. Nice shots coming in from Joey Blackout. That's going to be Mercy from the Charlotte Phoenix going down. Now they know they have the huge advantage. The rest of the players are going to start to push on this one. Knockdown shield being used. Nishu takes a handful of damage. Good shots through, and the flush as well. So now in a, 2-on-2. What is this? You got 7 players left? I don't know if they're 2v2v3. So whoever has obviously the team of 3 is going to be loving what they see right now. But it's going to be up to Nocturnal on the high ground to be able to do some serious business. Razor comes through with the armor swaps. Here's that full squad that we were talking about. We don't know exactly who that is actually. That's 303 surviving through all of this. So now 3-on-1 situation. 303 is going to make easy work of that one.
At you, but looks like they will find a moment of reprieve. We do have the zone just finished closing here as Hakulo caught going for the scan. Jazz is able to take him out, and here comes the wide swing out as they might actually punish that one. The Team Razor now, Zero Tricky falling, it's all up to Serial.
And Ryan's going to be chucking these out, finger roll over towards the truck. Needs to shoot the barrel though as soon as it hits the ground, and maybe even pick up that one that's directly in front of him. There's the Nox gas grenade. That's huge timing right there. You love to see it. They're going to push directly into this one. Absolute psychos once they get the advantage. Last team's going to be down towards the bottom, but I think Ronnie got ping-ponged out, and there's going to be a portal play over towards the top. What just happened? Are you kidding me? Was that Rice Krispies with some crazy plays? It was. They're going to take back over towards the top. They did not need to charge that, and they just put...
If he rats this one out into the top 2, but it looks like they're on the hunt for him. He's trying his best, and it's Kuya that picks it up for Na'Vi. Here we go into the final 3v3 fight. Ron does take some damage. The bubbles have been used from either side. Neither of them will have it for about another 10-15 seconds here. Kuya will have his missiles to use at the very least if he needs to slow down 303. HP advantage going in favor of Na'Vi right now as they are sitting on triple red Evos, but here comes the full heal out from either side. Again, a lot of posturing out. It looks like Na'Vi is slowly creeping up, and we have the flank coming out as well from Nesh. He's got some cover to work with. He's trying to find an angle on them, and now they're full pushing out onto him. You can see he narrowly dodges that Arc Stars there, forcing them out of position as Paradise does have the headshot. They lose out on 2, and Na'Vi are just one last kill from cleaning this one up. Paradise left in the 1v3, but it will be 303 to take the win.
And overall, it was surprising that Na'Vi came out on top, but not just that, a lot of our EMEA teams were showing up. You could see in the leaderboard right there, 3 out of the top 5. The other 2 spots were actually filled by our partner teams. Team Razor has been turning it up and been consistent. Serial's been playing out of his mind. He had a really great clip on Tuesday that I'm sure you guys saw when he was sliding down the hill over towards the trial side. And then Rice Krispie Treats, even though they are sitting, I think, in 7th overall on our overall leaderboard, they came through and had a strong performance on our Pro Day as everyone gets ready for the ALGS Global Championship that's coming up. And after our matches this week, we have a crazy last week of Series E. You can see only 2 points is a difference right now between Cheez-It and Applejacks. Will Intel be able to pop off? They're 51 points behind. They're going to have a great open day, so make sure that you join us on Tuesday and Wednesday next week for that action. Next week is our final season in Season 2, and we're going to find out which 4 teams actually make it into Season 3 and which teams are going to play through the relegation process. It's going to be tough, but I think that Team Applejacks is going to be hard to predict, but I think that Team Applejacks is going to actually hold on to their spot in 4th place, but we'll see if Team Cheez-It or Intel can catch up and if Team Razor can maintain that consistency that they've been having the last couple weeks. The ALGS Global Championship is coming up in the first week of June, and if you didn't see the news, the crowd-sourced funding has went from $1 million to a $3 million prize pool, so make sure that you join us. And again, next week is our final week in Series E, so make sure that you see because all of the teams are going to be preparing as much as possible. This is the largest prize pool we've seen in Apex history. And make sure y'all stay tuned after this because we're going to have an interview with Renegade's Bowser right after this.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything.
Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack.
Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen and I didn't listen.
Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavors. Barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
Hello?
All right. Hey, Bowser. How we doing, my man? Thanks for joining me here today.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you guys.
Pleasure to have you on the show. You guys obviously had recently gotten signed by Renegades. Can you just kind of tell me a little bit about the journey to joining the org and kind of what it's been like since joining on that big name?
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I started like with Sauce and Pal. They kind of were looking for a third player, and they hit me up, and they were like, "Hey, would you guys be interested? Would you be interested, Bowser, in trying out with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, why not?" And first day we played ranked together. We went crazy. We popped off, and we were like, "Okay, let's team." And when we started playing Winter Circuit together, we got some pretty good placements in every tournament, and it just kind of went from there. And then I got a Twitter DM from one of the managers over at Renegades after Winter Circuit playoffs, and they were like, "Hey, can you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves?" And and I responded to the tweet, and I was like, "Yeah, this is what I do. This is what my teammates do. Sauce and Pal, they're really good teammates of mine." So, and it just kind of went from there. They were really interested in signing us, and it was just good to go. We were good to go, and then we signed.
Was it a surprise for you guys when they reached out to you, or did you kind of feel like the way you guys were performing that it was just inevitable before an org came knocking on your door?
I think our performance in Winter Circuit was pretty strong. Like as far as like ALGS points go for Winter Circuit, like we were top 5, I think, or something like that. Like it was a really high, like just for the circuit, like our ALGS points were pretty high. So I think like off of our consistent performance, like just as a team for the first like 3 or 4 months we were together, like I think it was definitely worthy of an org, and I'm very happy for Renegades noticing us and giving us the offer. So
well, it's definitely been fun to watch you guys since you've debuted on Series E. You guys now have a few weeks under your belt. What are your kind of general thoughts on Series E so far, kind of the format, the league, and what you've seen through just your first few competitions?
I mean, so far with E-Series, I personally enjoy it. Like I enjoy playing it. It's good practice for all of the pro teams, and it's nice sometimes to play, even though like me personally, like I sometimes kind of don't like playing against the EU teams. Sometimes it's also nice to just get a chance to play with them once in a while. So, I mean, format-wise, you have the typical ALGS format, 6 games every week. So it's something to look forward to. And I know, like, I don't personally play in the opens, but I feel like the open tournaments are a pretty good way for new competitive teams to get their feet wet, basically.
Yeah, and that's certainly one of the main goals of Series E. Are there any kind of improvements or changes, maybe some new stuff you'd like to see?
I mean, off the top of my head, I would probably say like just having the regions separate. That's probably the only thing I can really think of right now for E-Series. It's just making sure like maybe we have like an NA region or an EU region. And that's just mostly for like the servers, I have nothing against like the EU teams themselves. It's just like sometimes when you have EU ping players in the lobby, it can mess with the servers. But other than that, like I really can't. I'm pretty happy so far with E-Series as a whole. I mean, maybe less downtime between games, but that's really all I can think of.
Now, one of the big ticket changes that we saw coming into Season 9 was the addition of the arena mode. Is that something you've put any significant time into? Any thoughts you have on it since it's debuted?
So my opinion on the arena mode is I personally love it. I haven't really put as much time into it as I would like to personally. But I think that with the arena mode, like it's just nice. Like it's nice like to have just a 3v3, just death match, and you don't have to worry about other teams. You don't have to worry about zone that much, and it like I think it's nice. Like I wanna play in an arena tournament. Like that's how hyped I am for arena personally.
It's definitely been fun. I'm definitely looking forward to maybe some arena tournaments in the future. Maybe we'll see you and the Renegade boys in there. Bowser, thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure to have you today, and best of luck to you and the squad next week in Series E and in the future as well.
Okay, thank you, man. It was nice talking to you too as well, bro.
All right. That is Bowser from Renegades joining us here to close out Cheez-It Week. It definitely was a fun day. Hope you guys enjoyed all the action.
Hey, shake it, kiddo. Love Dad. Whoa.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
It's Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo.
Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go. Cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go.
It's Jumbo. It's for snacking. It's Jumbo Snacks.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it.
And eating it.
They love them.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.